Hello, my name is Dr. Vargas. I work in Infinity as a lab director. I take care of the whole process related with the cell production. Every time I think about the mesenchymal stem cells production, the first thing that comes to my mind is the mother that will give us the umbilical cord to work with. To have healthy mesenchymal stem cells that will be good for you, cells that will make a difference in your health, we need healthy mothers. To have healthy mothers, we have a team of gynecologists that have different patients, and once they have a patient that fit with the lifestyle we need, I actually mean like a healthy mother. She eats good, she practices exercise, she has like low levels of stress, and she lives a good life. Once we have that, the gynecologists call us, we go to the mother's place and we check for her blood just to be sure that all the levels of everything are within the range. This is like a CBC, CMP, hormones, and a very important thing is the diseases that we check that she's free of. For example, we check that she's free of HIV, hepatitis, all the types. We check for STD, sexual transmission disease, like using PCR, which is a very good technique that will detect even the lowest quantities of a possible infection, right? We also check for herpes, cytomegalovirus, and basically everything. The panel that we run is huge, but we don't even run it once, we run it twice, because once the first results are negative, we wait for the mother to get birth, we go to the hospital to check that everything goes smooth, and then we take blood from the umbilical cord and the tissue of the umbilical cord. With the blood, we repeat the analysis just to have that double check and to be like extra secure, the tissue is alright, that the cells will be alright, like no infections. Usually within 2 to 4 hours, we take it from the hospital to the lab, using like small cooler just to have like the cold chain. And once we have the tissue in the lab, we start working with it. Always fresh, we never freeze anything. We open the umbilical cord, we extract the vessels, we extract the wart and jelly, which is the tissue which is around the vessels. And why this piece of the tissue? Because it has the higher concentrations of mesenchymal stem cells, and we want higher concentrations. We want a lot of cells because more cells will make you feel better, right? Once we have this tissue, we basically cut it in small segments and put it into petri dishes like a seed, and the cells will start migrating from the inside of the tissue to the outside, and they adhere to the plastic in the petri dish. Once that happens, we remove the segments and let the cells grow freely. And once the cells start growing, we feed them like every 2 weeks. We check that everything is going all right, like every 24 hours. And once the cells have no more space, they're happy growing there, then we harvest the cells. And from one petri dish, we make plenty, right? That way we multiply the number of cells that we can extract, we can harvest. Every time we make a passage, and every week and frequently we check for microbiology. We check microbiology is like bacteria, fungus, and toxins. We also check for the karyotype, just to be sure that the cells have no chromosomal disorders. We check for like identity. This is like using flow cytometry. We basically scan the cells using some special markers to be sure that the cells that we are working with are actually mesenchymal stem cells in the right concentrations, right? So once we have the microbiology, the identity test, the karyotype, and all the controls are good, and we have the right quantities, then we harvest the cells the same day you're gonna get treated. Once we have the cells in a pool, we use a cell counter to know the quantity, the number of the cells to prepare the treatment. We also do the viability, which is the number of cells that are alive, because we want you to have like alive cells in your body, not dead cells. And we also check for the size. Something that really characterizes Infinity is that the viability in the cells in our treatments is very high. It's usually close to 100%. I mean, like 97, 98, here 99% of the cells that we use are alive. And that's possible thanks to the fact that we work fresh, that the cells are collected the same day that you're going to be treated. That way, the cells in the morning, they're growing actively, they're eating, they're multiplying, they're doing everything good, right? And then we collect the cells and prepare the treatments using the cell counter. Once we have the right concentrations and everything is all right, we give the bags, the IV bags to the doctor, and the clinic and the lab, they're just next door. So it's really easy. We call the doctor, we give them the treatments, and he can come and treat you. I come myself too to the clinic just to show you and explain you this in person, just in case you have questions or anything. And I'll make just an abstract which shows the number of cells that you're gonna have the viability, and also I'll give you like a nice picture of the cells that we're gonna use the same day. I mean, if you're getting treated today, I take the picture of the cells today and I just put a sticker over here so you can have like a nice memory of it, and explain you all this information with the dosing, the viability, the number of cells, the treatment, and everything next to the doctor that is gonna treat you. And also I will give you an abstract of all the tests that we did in the process of harvesting the cells. So that's basically what we do in Infinity. It's a lot of work. We do it with love and with professionalism for you to get better and feel great.